Republicans are a curse for the United States of America, are a disgrace, are people that as soon as they touch something, they transform everything shit. And I will demonstrate why in this video. Hi everybody, it took some time for me to come back and make videos because I want to observe, I want to look around what was going on. And today practically I had the total response of what I was waiting for. The Dow Jones went 500 points down with a ghost of the Bush era coming back. Why I'm not surprised about that? If you look at several months ago, after the election, the midterm election, I said you will see that our economy will go down as soon as the GOP will take place in the Congress, and it's exactly what happened. If you look at the slow recovery that we had, not everything was perfect, absolutely not. Actually, there were a lot of things that had to speed up, but unfortunately, even when we had democratic control of Congress and Senate, you have this fucking rule that you need to have 60 votes, otherwise you cannot do anything in this country. Now the situation is even worse. If you look at the unemployment rate and the way it went, well, it was pretty clear. The unemployment rate with Obama before the arrival of the GOP was going down slowly. It was going down. As I said, it wasn't perfect, and it definitely wasn't what I expected to be, but there was something going on. Then there were no job bills. All the minority had been attacked by the Republicans state level. They start attacking the federal governments, recreating huge governments at state level, so-called big governments, but it seems that for the GOP and the Tea Party, when you talk about big government, it has to be only a question of surface. I mean, if you are in a big country, that's big government. If you are in small states, that's not big government. No, in that case, no way. Practically firing tons and tons and tons of people in the public sector, creating malcontent, created unhappiness for everybody, and it was also attacking the gay community, attacking the women rights, attacking the old people rights, attacking Medicare, Medicaid, and so on. And then we had this bullshit that was the debt ceiling, that shows their ignorance at economic level. Huge ignorance. Why? Because every country in the world is in debt. Since the history of times, even China is in debt. They are all in debt with each other. There are more debt, less debt. The problem is not creating more debt. Of course, you don't want to create more debt. At least you don't want to create debt on stupid things. The point is that we, as a capitalistic society, in general, all the capitalistic society, live on controlling debt through investment. That's the basic rule of capitalism. Otherwise, this is called fascism, ergo, using a Latin word, ergo, corporatism, in which you just control your spending without investing in anything. And America is the kind of major example, because in the 60s and in the 70s, when there was this huge wave of capitalism, not only in the United States but also in Europe, you have these huge investments in any sector, and there was a lot of experimentation. But now we are in the saturation phase, in which we already experiment everything. And if you have to do capitalistic investment, you have to do this capitalistic investment in things that really mean and that are really useful. in terms of food, in terms of energy, in terms of infrastructure. We have enough with the 20 million companies in video games that fail after 3 weeks. 75% of the business in Manhattan fail in the first year. I work in this business and I know that. I saw so many shops going away because this is just the attempt to create something. There is no rationality. That's the reason why Germany and Norway and Sweden, they have stronger economy than this one. And then we had this bullshit about the debt ceiling. That is total bullshit, because this created what we expected, that investors, that they didn't invest even if they have practically zero taxes to pay and tons of billions in bonuses. Now they feel even more uncomfortable to invest in this market. And we have, of course, the Republicans. That what they do, they're trying to defend their position, in which practically who has to pay for this economic disaster are the poor people, it's the middle class, but of course not the rich. Not the 400 people that earn more than the 200 million people in this country. They are a calamity. They are, I don't know, it's a curse for America. Republicans are a curse for America. Like Tea Party is a curse for America. Every time they touch something, it miraculously be transformed into shit. And if you look at the history of the economy of this country, never happened when you were under Republican control. Never happened. Not only with the influence in the United States, but also influence outside the United States, the economy improved. We increased debt. We increase taxes at local level, and mostly for the middle class, the low income class, and never for the rich people. Zero investments, privatization of everything, high cost for everything. Of course, a reduction of the number of people that could develop their culture and be competitive, because of course you need tons and tons of money just for your education. And of course, no control, deregulation. So the food, the concept of having food and giving food at low cost with zero control, huge trans fat, and obesity, that is also a symptom of third world country. So I accuse you, Republicans, to be criminals. You are the criminals of this country. You are a curse for this country. Get the fuck out of here. You are a menace for the humanity. Every time you touch something, you reduce this in shit. You are practically, I don't know how you a virus for America. You are the worst virus for this country. You are a disgrace. And if we are going back in this situation, damn you, fucking shit, for what you're doing with the debt ceilings and with the other things you're doing in at state level. Fuck you. Really, honestly, I have no pity for you. You are a disgrace for this nation. Get the fuck out of here. Every time you touch anything in this country, you transform this in shit. It's unbelievable.